Okay, so this is my 1995 K75RT, and it does not run right at all. It sat for 8 years, and it'll start up with problem. It'll start, but it's not happy at idle. It doesn't want to be at low RPM. So I did some basic research a few weeks ago, came up with, oh, it's that little Z pipe on the intake system, changed it out. So you can see I got a new one in there, but didn't make a difference. What I'll do now, actually, before we go any further, let me cut to me changing that, how it ran before, how it ran after, and then I'll continue from there with what I have going on, because right now the bike's naked. The part I want to replace is right there. You can kind of see the crack that's formed over time. So we're going to start there. Walk on, buddy. Wow. So, just holding this up so y'all can take a look. This is that lower part, and it was just completely ripped. And then this top part you can see is already kind of going too. Well, not kind of, it's fucking gone. But I think replacing this could have a huge difference, so let's take a look. So, it's on all the way around. See? So, that is what the new one looks like. That's that end. We're gonna see how it works. Alrighty. So, moment of truth. Choke on. So we are still sitting right there. And if yeah, so to be fair, the bike isn't warmed up, but we'll see what happens. So this is my replacement fan motor, which I'm going to be installing next, along with this new temp sensor. This is my little makeshift setup. I have these two pieces of wood. This one we use as a little stand for the old Triumphs, but as you can see, there's a little bit of room down there. So my thought is if I just whack right on there, I should be able to get that pin out. I guess I'll set you guys up so you can watch and see how well this works. So let's see here. What if we just start with beautiful. Oh, that works almost too well. And then give it a little wiggle. No, it's a little stuck. I gotta find a smaller little piece that'll fit in there without breaking my plastic up. All right. Let's see. Oh, and just like that, it's off. Okay, so looking back, I should not have cut this so short. I didn't think I was gonna need it again, which was a mistake, and I gotta stop making it. But I'm gonna strip this part, solder it on, and then I'm gonna add some little clamps to the new guy, and hopefully everything goes good, and we will have a working fan motor. So we got that side stripped. I kind of think I got to strip more. Got this guy stripped. I'm trying to be a little bit conservative, but we'll see how that goes. And for this side, I think I'm just going to go ahead and heat this up and slowly pull it off. Hopefully that'll work. Not to waste too much wire. Ooh. There we go. And then for the other side. There it goes. Alrighty. This is not the best soldering gun. It has seen a lot of use, but that's okay. Okay, so went ahead and took a little bit more off just to be safe. I guess we'll start with my brown side. So why not? Awesome, so I got that guy prepped. Now, my little cap. So we're going to be looking at this. I think that should work fine. That looks much better than the first one. But now we gotta hide my mediocre soldering job in some of these little wraps, except this wrap got too hot and got stuck to it. So I'm gonna see what I can do about that. And hopefully I find a solution. Okay, got it pulled over. Surprisingly no issues there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these two on and we move on to the other side. I'll take it. Not too bad. I might have to replace the whole cable, but because I messed up, I'm okay with that. That's my mistake. Go ahead and just put that guy in there and then crush it down. That should be pretty solid. On the other side, those feel pretty solid to me. And they should sit in here just like this. So we got the brown side right in here. And then we got the purple and yellow side sitting right on there. And then once I test it, I'll know I did it right. If I did it wrong, shit happens. Gave it super quick wipe down. There's no way in my mind I could install this wrong. Either I put it on like this, or I put it on like this. I don't think it leaves much to get wrong. Let's see. Just pushing it, I got it pretty far in. I don't want to hurt these little connections, so I am kind of just playing with it. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, it's a little bit further in. I'm gonna give it a few more little taps, make sure it's snug, and then I'm probably gonna call it good. That looks pretty solid to me. I don't feel, oh, I do feel a little bit of play, but that doesn't surprise me for what it is. I'm gonna go back and look and see how far out the other one was pushed, and then we'll come back here. If it looks good, looks good. The old one was just a hair more in. So, 1, 2, 3. God, I'm happy with that. I think that looks good. I think I'm gonna test it real quick. So if I do ground on brown, right? Ground on brown. When I come in and I do motor's not turning on. Okay, I only put one little clip on to hold it in place. Haven't put the back on, but what I think I'm gonna do is we're gonna try this again. We are going to attempt, also the way the radiator is built, I love it because I can lay it on its face and I don't have to worry about bending pins. There's already a few bent in here, which I'll unbend if this goes well, but we're gonna do another little test. This time we're gonna try different cables, see if that makes any sort of difference. So, let's see. My ground, I'm just gonna hook up right in there, and we will grab my positive and hook that up right there. Oh, it fucking spins. Oh, let me put the other clip on and we'll do it again. Okay, so other clip is on. I'm excited. Oh, and it moves air. That is a beautiful thing. Okay, so I'm gonna clean up some of the rusted bolts and I'm gonna put it back on the bike. And you guys will watch as I jump it from the fuse area and we'll see if everything still works. Before I do that, actually, I just realized I should really test it using this cable. So my ground is this brown wire. Gonna pop that in there, nice and snug. We're just gonna tap the red wire to it. Oh, it works. Okay, this is a beautiful thing. Okay, awesome. So looking at our temp sensor, it sits right down in here. I might pull this out just because it's in the way, and I rather only install this once. So maybe I'll start there. I'll pull that out, and then we'll get this guy out, take a look at how it looked, and replace it with my new one. Awesome. So, because I lost a smaller tip, I have had to make this hokey ass setup, but it'll be okay as long as the piece comes out, which, oh, beautiful. It should, no problem now. Let's see. Okay. We're just gonna replace this whole thing, so I'm not too worried about condition it was in. I have to deep clean all in here, but I'm gonna probably do that later. Alrighty, and I'm just gonna snug it up very lightly. So if I put this, I'm pretty happy with that. So with that, we are now going to take this guy, which doesn't look too dirty at all. Just hook it right back in, like so, and get that radiator hose back on. So, there should be good. And then move this guy back in place. A little bit there. That should be pretty good. Now we got a new temp sensor on, it's hooked up. I have this little hose here, which I'm not 100% sure what it's doing. I should really look into it, but for now, I think I'm just gonna throw it back on before I get that radiator installed, and then I'll come back to that. Okay, little protective case is on. I did have to cut it a little bit. It was hard to get on, but just with some playing, got it on. She's ready to go back in. This top bolt up here. Hold that in place. Before anything else, I'm gonna take the time to clip this in. This is the old clip that was on here. I'm gonna put that new clip in there and make sure it's not gonna hit anything as the fan spins. Got my connectors here. Nice and snug. And then we'll come back and snug it up a little bit more once I have a few more things on. First guy, in. That size one. Okay, got it. Wow, so everything should be back on. Next I'm gonna hook up the horn again, or I'm gonna hang it back and put the battery back on, fill it with coolant, give it a try after I check the fuse actually. So the next steps are put the battery back in, test the fuse right under the fuel tank, jump it, make sure the fan comes on, then we can fill it with coolant and start it up. So you two live like this. If y'all live like this, then A2 is that bottom one. Should be A2 and 15, okay. Let's try you again. Let's get you nice and in there. Oh, did you hear that? The fan turned on. So A2 right there. 15. Oh, and it comes on loud. Okay, I love that. That is very good news. Okay, next up, we are going to do that guy, the temp sensor light. So that is going to be, we're going to double check with the power of the internet, but it's going to be 31 and A3. So these guys have gotten all bent out of shape, but I still think it'll do a pretty good job. So if we do A3 first, it's going to be, got it, A3 is the larger of the two, right there. And then 31 should be the bottom of this. Beautiful, and it does turn on. If I go like this, you should be able to see that third light is on. Boom, it's off. Okay, so we've tested the fan and the temp sensor light, replaced the fan itself and the coolant temp sensor. Wow, and it works. Next, I have to add enough coolant that I can start the bike and see how everything works. I'm not gonna obsess over bleeding it too much. I'm just gonna throw in some coolant, some water, see what happens. Nothing even when I'm giving it throttle. So now I'm confused. And I'm gonna check my throttle, but I got nothing. Okay, next is going to be these coils. I think the bike has spark. Don't know what the coils look like. Don't know how well they work, so I'm gonna take the cover off. Probably gonna pull the coils out, do some testing, see where we're at, and fingers crossed everything's good there. But if not, it's another thing off the checklist, right? And then we got a little top, usually should pull right out. Do this. There we go. So we got that piece, a little bit of corrosion on it. Not the worst looking. Then we got these three. So I'm thinking may as well just pull them out and test them, see what happens, but they don't look too bad. Am I crazy, or do they not look too bad at all? They look like, actually I don't know what they look like, but what they look like doesn't matter. What matters is how they test. Okay, so I think at this angle, even with the light on, you can see the ohms reading I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna just say fuck it, and I'm gonna connect this here and this here. What are we gonna read? Okay, struggling a bit. I don't think that is on the coil. That is probably on me trying to get my headlamp in the right spot, along with getting this coil in the right spot to test. So what if I do this? If I put that behind and I put that there. Oh, come on. .9. Wow. I'll take it. Well, okay. So it held at 2.9 for a second, and that reading I'm okay with. Not that it's for 4.7, and that's connecting down here. High 4.6. I don't know if I'm okay with that. I don't know what I'm doing fully, but that's okay. Okay. Oh, so red probe on the green and yellow wire, I'm reading 2.8. Black probe on the black and green wire, I'm at, what is this? Yeah, like high 2s, right at that 3 mark. That doesn't seem bad to me. Whoa. I'm okay with that. So now for this next one, I'm not gonna fuck with it. I'm going to do positive and negative on the multimeter, plug it straight in, see what it does. I kind of want it to be right in that 3-ish range, so I don't mind that at all. Let's try getting a better connection. 1.5. 1.5, interesting. Maybe I got them switched around. Okay, wait a minute. .6 pretty stable. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, on to the next one, right? Interesting. 1.6 ohms and stable, just for shits and giggles. Wow, okay. So I was hoping for closer to 2.2 to 2.8 range, which was kind of generated by the internet. And I only have one of those in that range, so we got a new problem to fix. There's that first spark plug, and wow, look at that. Okay. I'd say that's pretty good. Looks decent. Whew. That one zapped me. But even though that plug is super carbon fouled, it looks pretty good. Zapped the shit out of me. But shit happens. Now we take that out onto the next one. I do think I have to replace that plug. It just doesn't look good at all. But got more information to work with. More spark on this this guy, so I am pretty happy with that. So middle one, super carbon fouled. They all got spark. I think it's not that. Okay. Really good. I think pretty good. Like, do this. Try this. That doesn't seem like it's giving me anything. That seems like it's giving me too much. It's like the little piggy's thing. Like too warm, too hot, just right. Okay, so maybe it's because the tape's there. Take a look and I'll try it again. So they're pulled up. They're facing kind of me. I want to test them again. I want to see. I ran them for a second earlier, just see kind of what I was working with, and there was some issues. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to see what happens. Interesting. They all get pretty consistent fuel right now. That is interesting. Then this guy just stops working. Which makes so much sense because the first time I turn the ignition off and I turn it back on, the bike always does its best fire up. Let me just see if that happens here. It spat. I don't get it. So maybe I just have that injector that's clogged, and then these guys aren't super, they're not the same, but if I can get it running, I can just run some carb cleaner through it. Okay, so that's probably my issue. This injector. And then this one has more fuel than the other two, which would make sense because of that buildup in here, but if I can just get it started and running and get some gas through it, carb cleaner, could sort itself out maybe? So I have the old injectors soaking in seafoam. My thought is, what if I threw one back in just to see what would happen? Just to see. This is the old injector, and if my theory is right, when I plug this in, it should work. But if it doesn't, then I know it's electrical. So we got the old injector set up like that. This is just a quick does it spray with this on test, so I'm not going to worry about these being too even. These two aren't touching. This one kind of is, holds the cardboard in place, which I don't mind. But let's take a look and see if that has made any difference. I'll give you guys a little bit of a better angle real quick. Actually, I'll hold you. Oh. Wow, so that old injector works. It just works like a charm. Okay, interesting. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, same thing. So these two are at about the same. That's an old injector off this bike. this one's not really shooting anything in comparison. So maybe I put another one of the old injectors back on where this one was. Let me go see what they look like. So this is that other old injector that was swapped off by a previous owner or a shop. Cleaned it a little bit with what I use sea foam. So maybe I'm gonna give another crank to make sure. We might end up swapping this guy out too, but let's just take a look and see how it works. You know, I really like the pattern on that one. It's really but I think quantity of fuel wise, these two are more aligned than this one. Huh, I don't get it. I don't get it, but it's making me think I gotta clean these two instead. That's an interesting idea. Okay, so I had an idea, and I made the idea happen. I have zip tied water bottles onto all of them, and I now realize that I should have taken the labels off, but that's okay, because I'm more looking for, once this guy turns on, how will it go, and I don't want to keep dealing with the mess. So if I go like this, nice and low and look. That one I can see works, but oh, it's dripping. Let's see if it continues. If it continues, it's no good. Oh, it's got a drip. Okay, that's why I'm glad I did this. See that drip? That is not a good sign. But these guys don't really have a drip. They both just got a little bit of water in them. Let's see this. Both of them going. Okay, so the drip in that guy worries me. I wonder if it'll go away, but I don't think it will. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go hand clean that other coil, and then I'm gonna have to swap it back. If that other coil, once it's cleaned, works, I'll use it. The drip that was there is gone. It's no longer dripping, but it's still, I rather, if I'm doing all new ones, I rather do all three new. Actually, yeah, that drip is completely gone. That is a pretty good sign. The drip is completely gone. This one's super consistent. This one's not. Huh. Okay. Let me do some cleaning and some swapping, see what happens. Okay, so going in order. This is for cylinder number 3. This guy is one of the old ones, and I'm using it for now. This middle one has not changed. It has stayed the exact same. This one over here for cylinder number 1, this is the one that was originally on number 3, except I took it off and cleaned it with a toothbrush and seafoam. So I'm gonna put the little water bottle back on, and we're gonna test it and see, will it spray? If it sprays, we're off to a pretty good start. I think we are ready to go ahead and try this again. So I'm gonna pop the fuel fuse back in, and we're gonna give it a few cranks. Nothing. That middle one seems to be working. See? Nothing. So yeah, no, I guess that one's dead. We gotta, nothing I can do about it. It's dead. I'm gonna keep the old one where cylinder 3 is. We're gonna rock with that guy. The middle one stays the same, and then the far left one is gonna be the same, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish cleaning it up. I'm gonna put it back on, make sure everything's working and spraying. That's all I can do. Oh, and for depressurizing the fuel system, I start holding the starter and I unplug the fuse right here for the fuel system. So I go like this, hold it, pull it out, and then it slowly depressurizes it. and I'm not too worried. I'm covered in fuel. It happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy off, swap it out, and then I'll be right back. New plug, or not new. The plug that was originally on this cylinder is back on. I'm gonna go ahead and put the fuse back in, do a few little squirts to see how it does, and then maybe we move on to starting the bike again. I like that. That looks pretty good. I don't know if y'all can see it, so I'll go like this. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to be testing these two new ones, like this. Middle one definitely runs richer, but for right now, I can't do anything about it. I think I can get some plugs rebuilt, but for now, it's gonna have to be okay. Now we get to do the all three. God, that annoys me. These two are so in spec with each other. Am I crazy enough to try all three of the old ones, see which one works best? Yeah, I think I am. That's what makes sense. Okay. See, I'm honestly not upset by that. Like that looks pretty good. Because they're all at different angles. In my mind, this looks like could totally be about the same. And it's just the angles that make them look different. And that's with two of the old spark plugs, which makes me think, why don't I have all three as the old spark plugs? Okay, maybe we do that next. Why not? Okay, so all the new plugs are off. All the new plugs are on. Oh, wait, no. All the new plugs came off, and I put back on all the old spark plugs after cleaning them with a little bit of seafoam. So now we just pop this fuse right back in, like so, and interesting, not bad. Let's see. Not horrible. I'm trying to decide if see? I think that's acceptable. Gonna let it sit for a second, I'll do it again. Okay, so the middle is consistently a little bit less. One of those new plugs matched these other two better, so I'm gonna put that one on. I thought about it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna run the bike with the 3 old spark plugs just to see what happens. So I'm gonna put the fuel rail down, make sure everything's on it, make sure the coolant is topped up enough, and we're just gonna start it, see what happens. Okay, so topped up the coolant. I'm about to put the fuse back in for the fuel system, and the bike's gonna be started with the 3 old injectors. They've only been brushed out with seafoam, but I said, fuck it, let's just do the 3 old ones, see what happens. So, hey, why not? Maybe it'll start, no choke, all 3 cylinders. Fingers crossed. Started so easily, and it sounds pretty fucking good compared to what it used to sound like after sitting for like an hour not being on. It is at no choke. If I did choke, so yeah, the old injectors being cleaned, the bike just seems to be good, so I guess I'm gonna let it run, see what happens in 10 minutes. It's been 5 minutes, and it's just running, no issue. I'm a little shocked, so I'm gonna turn the bike off, bleed my coolant system a little bit more, and then I'll do a startup once it's cooled down. And yeah, I mean, I think this is the big thing. Everything I added plus this, and all of a sudden the bike's happy. So I'm happy, because it means I get to ride it. One more time, just so you see what I see. Choke completely off. Oh my God. And it just starts. It's a happy bike. The fan just came on, which is a great thing, because to me that means the bike's not going to overheat. But it idles, no issues at all. You can rev it, there's really not that much hesitation. As it warms up, it runs better. Maybe I got to bleed the coolant a little more, but it's good to go.